Now, how did we introduce this concept yesterday? Limiting reactant and excess reactant. Limiting reactant and excess reactant. And so, concept of limiting reactant. Limiting reactant. Reactant which is completely reacted. Reactant which is completely reacted. During reaction, which is completely reacted during reaction, and there is its mass is its total mass is converted into product, and its total mass is converted into product. It is converted into product. And so that reactant which completely reacted during reaction and its total mass is converted into product is called limiting reactant. Is called limiting reactant. And further, amount of product formed during reaction or mass of product obtained during reaction is totally depends on limiting reactant. Amount of product formed. Amount of product formed during reaction. Amount of product formed during reaction depends on the mass of reactant, mass of limiting reactant, mass of limiting reactant. It means limiting reactant limits the formation of the product, mass of product. Now, then second concept, excess reactant. Excess reactant. Now, reactant which remains in unreacted form, which left behind. Reactant which left behind in unreacted form. And so during reaction, reactant which left behind in unreacted form called excess reactant. Called excess reactant. So this is a simple concept of limiting reactant and excess reactant. Now let us consider some examples regarding limiting reactant and excess reactant. Now let us consider some examples. One reaction. Now consider the formation of water. Now if 2 mole hydrogen is allowed to react with 2 2 mole oxygen. So if in the reaction 2 mole hydrogen is allowed to react with 2 mole oxygen, 2 mole oxygen in suitable condition, in suitable required condition, then we have to decide which is limiting reactant and which is excess reactant. Now the reaction for the formation of water. Now let us consider the reaction for the formation of water. Now this reaction is 2H2 gas plus O2 gas. It gives 2H2O liquid. Now according to this balanced reaction, remember, so 2 mole hydrogen, it react with 1 mole oxygen. It means for complete reaction 2 mole hydrogen must react with 1 mole oxygen. But remember, in this experiment we take 2 mole hydrogen and 2 mole oxygen. So we take 2 mole hydrogen and 2 mole oxygen. Now 2 mole hydrogen react with 1 mole oxygen. Now but the quantity of oxygen taken, it is only 2, it is 2 mole, and so out of 2 mole of oxygen only 1 mole of oxygen is completely react with 2 mole of hydrogen. And thus remember, here out of 2 mole oxygen only 1 mole oxygen is react, while 1 mole oxygen left behind, it means mass of 1 mole oxygen left behind, so it is excess reactant. Whereas you know that 2 mole hydrogen required 1 mole oxygen. Now 1 mole oxygen required 2 mole hydrogen. Already in this experiment 2 mole hydrogen is taken, and so remember, here hydrogen is, no doubt, it is a limiting reactant and oxygen is excess reactant. Now so remember, 2 mole hydrogen reacts with 1 mole oxygen. Now but 2 mole oxygen is taken. Hence out of 2 mole oxygen, out of 2 mole oxygen, 1 mole oxygen left behind. 1 mole oxygen left behind. So out of 2 mole oxygen, 1 mole oxygen left behind. So 1 mole oxygen is excess reactant. 1 mole oxygen is excess reactant. And so in this problem 1 mole oxygen is excess reactant, and now 1 mole oxygen required 2 mole hydrogen, and so that 2 mole hydrogen is completely react, as 2 mole hydrogen completely react. So in this problem, as a 2 mole hydrogen completely react, hydrogen is limiting reactant. Hydrogen is limiting reactant. Now then, if we have to calculate the amount of water formed during reaction, now then how to calculate the amount of product formed during reaction? The amount of product formed during reaction, remember, depends upon only the limiting reactant. Now here hydrogen is limiting reactant, and thus remember, amount of water formed depends upon the amount of water, because it is a limiting reactant. And so here, according to equation, 2 mole hydrogen when completely react, 2 mole water is formed, and so as per reaction 2 mole hydrogen completely react, 2 mole hydrogen completely react to give 2 mole hydrogen completely react to give 2 mole water. Hence amount of water formed during reaction, amount of water formed, it is equal to 2 mole. So amount of water formed, it is equal to 2 mole, and so 2 mole water, it means 2 into molar mass. So it's molar mass of water, because 1 mole water, it means it's gram molar mass, and so which is equal to 2 into 18, that is equal to 36 gram. And thus remember, when 2 mole hydrogen, it is allowed to react with 2 mole oxygen during reaction, then what is the quantity of water obtained? So quantity of water obtained is also 2 mole, and so that 2 mole is equal to 36 gram. Now then again, yes, consider some examples regarding the quantity of product formed. How to calculate the quantity of product formed during reaction. Now let us consider some examples based on these limiting reactant and excess reactant. Now consider example number 1. Now here 3 gram of carbon, 3 gram carbon is allowed to react, 3 gram of carbon is allowed to react with 10 gram oxygen, with 10 gram oxygen. 3 gram of carbon is allowed to react with 10 gram oxygen to form carbon dioxide, to form carbon dioxide. Now then calculate the mass of CO2 formed. Calculate mass of CO2 formed during reaction. And so remember, if in this problem 3 gram of carbon is allowed to react with 10 gram oxygen to form carbon dioxide, then calculate the amount of carbon dioxide formed. Now what is the reaction? Now the reaction for the formation of carbon dioxide, reaction formation of carbon dioxide is C solid plus O2 gas, it gives CO2 gas. Now according to this balanced equation, here 1 mole carbon completely react with 1 mole oxygen. 1 mole carbon completely react with 1 mole oxygen to give 1 mole carbon dioxide. But in this problem, instead of mole, mass of carbon as well as mass of oxygen is given. Now mass of carbon and mass of oxygen is given. So from these two mass, you can now decide which is limiting reactant and which is excess reactant. Now 1 mole carbon, it is equal to 12 gram, because 12 is the gram atomic mass of carbon, 12 gram. Now 1 mole oxygen, it is equal to 132 gram. It's gram molar mass. Molar mass of oxygen is 32. So 1 mole oxygen is equal to 32 gram, whereas 1 mole carbon is equal to 12 gram. It means 12 gram of carbon must react with 32 gram of oxygen. So 12 gram of carbon must react with 32 gram of oxygen. Then 3 gram of carbon, it react with how many gram of oxygen? And thus remember, 12 gram carbon reacts with 12 gram of carbon reacts with 32 gram oxygen. Then 3 gram carbon reacts with, so 12 gram of carbon react with 32 gram of oxygen, then 3 gram carbon react with, so 3 multiplied by 32 divided by 12, and so which is equal to, so which is equal to 32 divided by 4, 32 divided by 4, and that is equal to 8 gram. Now then 12 gram of carbon react with 32 gram of oxygen, then 3 gram of carbon react with 8 gram oxygen. 8 gram oxygen. It means quantity of oxygen required with 3 gram of carbon, that is 8 gram. Now, but in this problem, yes, quantity of oxygen taken, it is 10 gram. Now, quantity of oxygen taken, it is 10 gram. So, out of 10 gram of oxygen, only 8 gram of oxygen is completely react. 8 gram of oxygen is completely react. Out of 10 gram, only 8 gram oxygen completely react. And so remember, 10 minus 8, that is 2 gram of oxygen left behind during reaction, unreacted reactant, and thus oxygen is excess reactant. And so in this problem, oxygen is excess reactant. So the amount of oxygen left behind, it is equal to 10 minus 8, that is equal to 2 gram. And it means 2 gram oxygen left behind, and so oxygen is excess reactant. Remember, in this problem, oxygen is excess reactant. Oxygen is excess reactant. Now, then what about the carbon? Now, 32 gram oxygen react with 12 gram of carbon. Then let us consider about the carbon. So 32 gram oxygen reacts with 12 gram carbon. Then 10 gram oxygen reacts with 10 gram oxygen react with 10 multiplied by 12 divided by 32, and so which is equal to 120 divided by 32. Now 120 divided by 32, this is somewhat 1 point something. So this is 120 divided by 32, and so it is equal to then 12, or it is 16 upon 60 by 16. 12 120 5 80 96 4 24 16 so some 3 point something 3.61 some gram of hydrogen must react with 10 gram of oxygen. And so what is the quantity of hydrogen reacted? So 32 gram oxygen react with 12 gram of carbon, then 10 gram of oxygen react with something 3.61 gram of hydrogen. And so here now in this problem, what is the quantity of carbon taken, that is 3 gram. What is required? 3.61. Now the required quantity is more than the quantity taken. Required quantity of carbon is more than the quantity taken, and thus remember carbon is limiting reactant. So here carbon is completely react, and so as 3 gram carbon completely react, 3 gram carbon completely react. So carbon is limiting reactant. So carbon is limiting reactant. Now the quantity of product form or the amount of product form depends upon the quantity of limiting reactant, no doubt here. So remember, carbon is the limiting reactant. When 1 mole carbon completely react, 1 mole carbon dioxide is formed. Now 1 mole carbon means 12 gram. 12 gram carbon, it gives 1 mole carbon dioxide. Now 1 mole carbon dioxide means 44 gram of carbon dioxide. Molar mass of carbon dioxide. Molar mass of carbon dioxide. That is equal to 12 plus 32. And so which is equal to 44. And so when 12 gram of carbon completely react, 44 gram of carbon dioxide is formed. Then 3 gram of carbon it forms how many? And so remember, 12 gram carbon produce 44 gram carbon dioxide. Then 3 gram carbon it produce or it form how much? So 3 multiplied by 44 divided by 12, and so which is equal to, and so which is equal to 44 divided by 4. 44 divided by 4, that is equal to 11. And thus remember, what is the amount of carbon dioxide? What is the amount of carbon dioxide formed during reaction? So amount of carbon dioxide formed during reaction, that is 11 gram. So amount of carbon dioxide formed, amount of CO2 formed during reaction, it is equal to 11 gram. So this is the mass of carbon dioxide formed during reaction. Always remember, mass of product is always obtained from the mass of limiting reactant. Now then let us consider some numericals. Let us consider some numericals related to mole concept. Now yesterday we explained the concept of mole. Now let us consider some numericals related to mole concept. Now then numerical number 1. Now one numerical, mass of one atom. Now mass of one atom of nitrogen is, mass of one atom of nitrogen is 2.324 into 10 raised to minus 23 gram. This is the mass of one atom of nitrogen. So calculate the gram atomic mass. Calculate gram atomic mass of nitrogen. Calculate gram atomic mass of nitrogen. Now again here we use the concept of, yes, gram atomic mass. Actually we use the concept of mole. Now we know that 1 gram atomic mass of any element, it consists Avogadro's number of atoms, and thus remember mass of Avogadro's number of atoms, that is the gram atomic mass of element, and thus remember. So this is the basic concept, mass of 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 atoms of nitrogen is gram atomic mass, and thus always remember mass of Avogadro's number of atom is the gram atomic mass. And so what is then formula? Now if mass of n atom is given, so if mass of n atom it is given, so mass of n atom is equal to suppose x gram, then we have to calculate gram atomic mass. And so to calculate gram atomic mass, we have to consider mass of Avogadro's number of atoms. And so then mass of 6.022 10 raised to 23 atoms. And so this is formula, and thus remember gram atomic mass is equal to, so formula of gram atomic mass, so gram atomic mass is equal to mass of n atoms, multiplied by 6.022 10 raised to 23 total divided by n. It is in terms of gram. So gram atomic mass is equal to mass of n atoms multiplied by Avogadro's number divided by n. Now here in this problem mass of one atom is given. Here n is equal to 1, and so which is equal to, what is that mass of one atom? That is 2.324 into 10 raised to minus 23. This is in terms of gram, multiplied by Avogadro's number 6.022 10 raised to 23 divided by n. Here n means that number of atoms, so here number of atom, that is 1, so mass of one atom is given, and so this 2.234 10 raised to minus 23 multiplied by 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. And so remember this product, it gives atomic mass of that nitrogen, and thus it is equal to 14. Now when you calculate this value, it is equal to 14 gram, and thus remember mass of Avogadro's number of nitrogen atom, that is its gram atomic mass, and so which is equal to 14. So this is 14 gram is the gram atomic mass of nitrogen. Now let's consider the next example related to mole concept. Let's consider the next problem. Mass of one molecule. Mass of one molecule of chlorine is given. So mass of one molecule of chlorine is equal to, mass of one molecule of chlorine is, that is 11.79 into 10 raised to minus 23 gram. Mass of one molecule of chlorine is 11.79 10 raised to minus 23 gram. Calculate molar mass. Now we have to calculate molar mass of chlorine. Now again this problem related to gram molar mass and Avogadro's number. So what is their basic concept? Mass of 6.022 10 raised to 23 molecule, that is gram molar mass. And so you know that mass of 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. Remember these are molecules and not atoms. So mass of Avogadro's number of molecules is equal to gram molar mass. So this is the basic idea for this problem. Now mass of, we are given mass of one molecule. So mass of one molecule of chlorine is equal to 11.79 into 10 raised to minus 23 gram. So this is mass of one molecule of chlorine. Now we have to calculate gram molar mass. It means we have to calculate mass of Avogadro's number of molecules. And so mass of 6.022 10 raised to 23 molecules of chlorine, it corresponds to 11.79 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 23 multiplied by 6.022 10 raised to 23 divided by 1. And thus remember, so when you solve this problem, it is equal to 71 gram. And thus gram molar mass of oxygen is equal to 71 gram. So then what is formula to calculate molar mass? Gram molar mass is equal to mass of n molecule multiplied by Avogadro's number upon n. And so gram molar mass is equal to formula of gram molar mass. So gram molar mass is equal to mass of n molecule multiplied by Avogadro's number 6.022 10 raised to 23 divided by n. So this is the formula to calculate gram molar mass of any substance. So mass of n molecule multiplied by Avogadro's number divided by n. This is the gram molar mass of substance. Now then let us consider the fourth example. Let us consider the next example. Now, again, this example also based around mole concept. There are different examples. Calculate the mass of A 1.5 gram atom 1.5 gram atom of calcium. Remember, atomic mass of calcium is given. Atomic mass of calcium is equal to 40. Now we have to calculate the mass of 1.5 gram atom of calcium. 1.5 gram atom of calcium. Now what is concept of gram atom? Remember, amount of element in gram equal to atomic mass, that is considered as gram atom. And thus remember, as atomic mass of calcium is 40, it means 1 gram atom of calcium is 40 gram. And now 1 gram atom means 40 gram, then 1.5 gram